Imagine a world without the internet, no instant communication, no quick access to information. Now, imagine a world without roads or highways. Difficult, right? For ancient civilizations, trade routes were their internet, their highways, their lifelines. They were the arteries through which goods, ideas, and cultures flowed. These routes weren't just paths through deserts and mountains. They were bridges connecting distant corners of the world. These paths of exchange fostered understanding and cooperation. They allowed civilizations to share their knowledge, their beliefs, and their way of life. From the spices of the East to the textiles of the West, trade routes created a vibrant tapestry of human interaction. Join us now as we journey back in time to explore these ancient roads, starting with perhaps the most famous of them all, the Silk Road. These routes weren't just about commerce, they were about connection. They brought people together from different worlds, fostering dialogue and understanding. They were the original melting pots of culture, where East met West and new ideas were born. So, buckle up as we embark on a journey through time, tracing the footsteps of merchants, explorers, and adventurers. Let us unveil the secrets of the ancient trade routes and discover their profound impact on the world we live in today. Stretching over 4,000 miles, the Silk Road was not one road, but a network of routes. It connected the Eastern world, with China at its heart, to the west, reaching the Mediterranean Sea. Imagine caravans laden with silk, spices, and precious stones, traversing treacherous mountains and vast deserts. The Silk Road emerged around the 2nd century BCE, flourishing for over 1,500 years. It was a testament to human ingenuity and the desire to connect with the wider world. This network of routes wasn't just about trade, it was a conduit for knowledge, religion, and cultural exchange. The Silk Road was never under the control of a single empire or ruler. Instead, its existence relied on a complex web of relationships between various groups, including merchants, nomads, and local rulers. The route's success depended on cooperation and the free flow of goods and ideas. This ancient network of routes wasn't a one-way street. It was a dynamic exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. While silk, tea, and porcelain flowed westward from China, horses, glassware, and textiles traveled eastward from Europe and the Middle East. The Silk Road wasn't just a conduit for goods, it was a highway for ideas and beliefs. Buddhism, originating in India, traveled along the Silk Road, eventually taking root in China, Korea, and Japan. This exchange wasn't limited to religion. Art, music, dance, and literature also found their way along the Silk Road, influencing and enriching cultures along the way. Imagine the vibrant colors of Persian carpets finding their way into Chinese homes, or the melodies of Indian music influencing the compositions of Western musicians. The Silk Road facilitated the exchange of scientific and technological knowledge. Papermaking techniques originating in China traveled westward, eventually reaching Europe. Similarly, advancements in mathematics and astronomy from the Islamic world found their way eastward. This cultural fusion wasn't without its challenges. Conflicts arose, and control over sections of the Silk Road shifted over time. However, the enduring legacy of the Silk Road is one of cultural exchange and the interconnectedness of civilizations. Section 4. Beyond silk and spices, the economic engine of the ancient world. The Silk Road wasn't just about exotic goods, it was about economic prosperity. Cities along the route like Samarkand, Xi'an, and Constantinople flourished, becoming centers of trade and commerce. These cities weren't just bustling marketplaces, they were melting pots of cultures and ideas. The Silk Road created a demand for goods and services, stimulating production and innovation. Artisans and craftsmen honed their skills, creating exquisite goods that were highly sought after in distant markets. This demand fueled economic growth and prosperity along the trade routes. The Silk Road also spurred the development of financial systems. New forms of credit, banking, and currency exchange emerged to facilitate long-distance trade. These financial innovations helped to reduce risks and streamline transactions for merchants operating across vast distances. The economic impact of the Silk Road wasn't limited to the cities along its path. The wealth generated through trade trickled down, influencing the lives of people in surrounding regions. The Silk Road, in essence, became a powerful engine driving economic growth and shaping the ancient world. Section 5. Charting the course comparing trade routes across time and terrain. The Silk Road wasn't the only major trade route of the ancient world. The incense route, traversing the Arabian Peninsula, connected the Mediterranean world with India and beyond. This route, as its name suggests, was famous for the trade of frankincense and myrrh, precious resins used in religious ceremonies and perfumes. Another prominent route was the Trans-Saharan trade route, which crisscrossed the Sahara Desert, connecting North Africa with sub-Saharan Africa. This route facilitated the exchange of gold, salt, slaves, and ivory. The Trans-Saharan trade route played a crucial role in the rise of powerful empires in West Africa, like the Ghana Empire and the Mali Empire. These trade routes, though geographically diverse, shared commonalities. They fostered cultural exchange, facilitated the flow of goods and ideas, and stimulated economic growth. They serve as a testament to human ingenuity and the desire to connect with the wider world. Each route had its unique characteristics, shaped by the geography, climate, and the people who traversed them. The Silk Road, with its challenging mountain passes and vast deserts, required exceptional organization and resilience from its travelers. The Trans-Saharan trade route, dominated by camel caravans, showcases the adaptation of trade to challenging desert environments. Section 6. Echoes of the past. Tales from the caravanserais. Imagine the clamor of a bustling caravanserai, a roadside inn along the Silk Road. Merchants from distant lands gather, sharing stories of their journeys over steaming bowls of tea. These caravanserais were more than just resting stops. They were melting pots of cultures, languages, and experiences. One can almost hear the tales of adventurers like Marco Polo, the Venetian merchant who traveled the Silk Road in the 13th century. His vivid accounts of his journeys captivated European audiences, fueling their imagination and piquing their interest in the East. The Silk Road was also a route for the exchange of knowledge. Scholars and missionaries traveled alongside merchants, carrying with them valuable texts and religious teachings. The spread of papermaking techniques from China to the West is just one example of how knowledge traversed these ancient paths. These stories and anecdotes offer us a glimpse into the lives of the people who journeyed along these ancient routes. They remind us that the Silk Road wasn't just an abstract concept. It was a living, breathing network of human interaction. Section 7. A legacy etched in time, the enduring impact of ancient trade routes. Though the Silk Road and other ancient trade routes have faded into history, their legacy lives on. They shaped our cultures, economies, and societies profoundly. The interconnectedness we witness today has its roots in these ancient paths of exchange. The Silk Road reminds us that human history is a story of interaction and exchange. It highlights the power of trade and cultural exchange to break down barriers and